Hello viewers, I believe you are braced for today's stories. The governor of Rivers State has said that the local government elections of the state would take place on Saturday, October 5th, 2024. Rivers State will add to the list of more than 10 states to have held local council elections, including Kaduna, Kogi, Bauchi, Kastina, Osun, Enugu, Anambra, Imo, amongst others. This is in line with the Supreme Court judgment delivered in July 2024. The Apex Court made it illegal for states to operate local government councils without democratically elected officials. The court went further to issue an ultimatum to states to conduct local council elections, the violation of which would cost them their local government monthly allocations. As the ultimatum is to terminate on 31st October 2024, states have been making haste to abide by the order of the Supreme Court. In this connection, the governor has enjoined the people of Rivers State to brace for the election, which would elect local council officials across the 23 local government areas. Now, to ensure maximum voter participation, the governor has declared Thursday and Friday free work days, stating that human and vehicular movements would be prohibited from midnight on Friday. Now, let's have the full broadcast.
AG Federation versus AG Abia and 25 orders delivered on the 11th of July 2024 effectively outlawed the administration of our local government council with unelected officers and made several orders, including the immediate stoppage of allocation to local government council without democratically elected local government council. Following Mr. President's intervention, the period for compliance with the Supreme Court's judgment was graciously extended by 3 months, which will expire on the 31st of October 2024. On the strength of this positive development, I directed the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission to take definite steps to conduct local government election for the 23 local government council of Rivers State. Acting per this directive, the RISEC has since fixed and concluded all arrangements to conduct the local government council election on Saturday, the 5th of October 2024. The legal impulse of RISEC to conduct the local government election was further strengthened by the judgment of the Rivers State High Court in suit number PHC/2696/CX/2024, delivered on the 4th of September 2024, which positively directed the governor of Rivers State, the government of Rivers State, and the RISEC to conduct the scheduled local government election on the 5th of October 2024 using the 2023 Independent National Electoral Commission Voters Register already in the custody of RISEC. As of today, RISEC has expressed and demonstrated concrete and verifiable capacity and readiness to conduct the 2024 Rivers State local government election on the 5th of October 2024. As of today, 17 out of 18 registered political parties, including the All Progressive Congress, have expressly and actively demonstrated their willingness to participate by filing in candidates with RISEC for the election. As of today, over 10 states in Nigeria have conducted local government council election using the 2023 INEC Voters Register since the Supreme Court judgment, and Rivers State cannot be an exemption. As the governor of Rivers State, I swore to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria and abide by the rule of law and the principles of democracy. Any failure on my part to conduct the local government election would be a clear disobedience of the Supreme Court's mandatory order that no state must administer the local government council in Nigeria with unelected officers, with the attendant consequences of the state and the people being denied the statutory allocation due the 22 local government area of the state. The Rivers State government would also be acting in contempt of the judgment of the High Court of Rivers State in suit number PHC/269/CS/2024, which restrained the governor, the state government, RISEC, from settling the conduct of the local government election scheduled for October 5th, 2024. Consequently, on the strength of the provision of the Constitution of Nigeria, as amended, the Supreme Court judgment in CS/CV/343/2024 and the judgment of the High Court of Rivers State in suit number PHC/2696/CS/2024, I hereby reiterate that the Rivers State government is irrevocably committed to conducting the local government election on the 5th day of October 2024. Against this background, I wish to assure every resident that the election for the 23 local government council in Rivers State shall be held on Saturday, the 5th, 2024, throughout the state. The state government has provided the necessary fund and logistics for RISEC, which has assured me that it is fully prepared and ready to conduct and deliver a fair, free, and credible local government council election as scheduled. Therefore, I wish to advise and request all registered voters to go to their polling unit to exercise their franchise by voting for the candidate of their choice, as security personnel will be there to maintain order and ensure peaceful poll as a matter of constitutional duty. We are leaving no stone unturned to enable all registered voters to travel to their communities to participate, peacefully exercise their civil responsibility at their polling unit. To this end, I hereby declare Thursday and Friday, the 3rd and 4th of October 2024, a public holiday for citizens to travel to their communities and participate in the election. Furthermore, I hereby place a total restriction on vehicular and human movement into, within, and outside the state and the local government areas from midnight, the Friday, 4th October 2024, to 5 p.m. on Saturday, 5th of October 2024, except for persons and vehicles who are on election and other essential duties. The police and other security agencies have clear directive from the State Security Council to arrest, prosecute any person or group who attempt to violate the restriction on human and vehicular movement on election duty. I wish to appreciate the State Security High Command for their cooperation and commitment to effectively secure the state and ensure a peaceful, trouble-free local government election. As citizens, we all owe our state the commitment to support the RISEC to succeed in delivering on its constitutional duty to conduct a free, fair, and credible local government council election, to usher in a new set of democratically elected leaders to administer the 23 local government council in Rivers State. Thank you, and may God bless Rivers State.
Governor Fubara also paid a visit to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission headquarters, where he met with the chairman, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, and other top officials. During the meeting, Fubara emphasized the importance of conducting a free, fair, and credible local government elections, cautioning that any electoral malpractice would irreparably damage their reputation. He stressed that the October 5th election should be transparent and reflect the will of the people, urging Commission to ensure a level playing field for all contestants. Now, this move is seen as Fubara's effort to assert his authority and commitment to democratic principles amid the ongoing political tensions in the states. Let's have a look.
Yes. Because I've gone that much development. Yes. I went to the hearing that people are planning to come here. I wanted to come to see myself. Oh, maybe you know. We're prepared for election. We're prepared. That's what I want to hear. No, prepare for the election. 100%. It's an unmistakable conclusion, sir. All right. Thank you for your support. What is important to me is that River State has to be alive. It doesn't belong to anybody. I don't care who terminated you, but do the right thing. That's what is important today. Because if we make a mistake today, it's going to live with us forever. So, I thought there's no people in here. Nobody has a right. This is River State Independent Electoral Commission. It belongs to River State. And I'm the governor. Yes. And I'm the chairman. So if there's anything, let me know. I will come here myself. If any judge, no matter how pleasing, any policeman that is not authorized, just let me know. Thank you. Thank you.
The governor's warning comes amidst controversy surrounding the election, with concerns raised about potential manipulation and electoral irregularities. Fubara's stance is crucial in maintaining public trust and confidence in the electoral process. Meanwhile, Tobin Tamunotonye, River State Electoral Commissioner, has confirmed that the State Electoral Commission has received the updated 2023 voter register from INEC, necessary for the October 5th local council elections. Let's hear him.
Let me place it on record before the hearing of the entire world that as we speak, we are already in possession of the 2023 updated voters register for the conduct of the October 5th local government poll in Rivers State. And that document was handed down to us by INEC since last year, between July and October 2023. There have been correspondences between us, courtesy visit wherein approval was granted, and all the materials that we needed for the election have been already given to us before the eruption of this litany of litigation here and there. So we're already in possession of the voters register and we're ready to conduct the election.
The upcoming elections in Rivers State are highly significant, not just for the people, but also for Governor Fubara's own legacy. The elections are set against the backdrop of a heated feud between Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. This tension has brought local government administration to a grinding halt. The dispute intensified when Governor Fubara dissolved elected local government officials on June 17 and appointed administrative heads. In retaliation, 27 lawmakers loyal to Wike amended the local government administration law, extending the chairperson's tenure by 6 months and stripping Fubara of his power to appoint caretaker committees. The October 5th elections have become a crucial test, therefore, of Governor Fubara's popularity and influence in the state. Will he emerge victorious, or will Wike's loyalists prevail? Well, time will tell. All right, still on local government matters. Victor Chigozie, a politician and social media personality, has sounded the alarm over an executive bill allegedly introduced by Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo. The bill, according to Chigozie, aims to undermine the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy. The bill proposes that local governments in Anambra State must remit a percentage of their federal allocation to the state's consolidated account within 2 working days of receipt. The percentage will be determined by the Anambra State Economic Planning Board, as stated in Section 14, subsection 3 of the proposed local government bill. I quote, "Each local government shall, within 2 working days from the receipt of their allocation from the federation account, in a case where the allocations are received directly from federation for any amount, for any month, remit to the consolidated account a percentage as determined by the Anambra State Economic Planning Board." End of quote. Now, additionally, another executive bill proposes establishing the Anambra State Economic Planning Board, which would be responsible for determining the percentage of federal allocation to be remitted to the state consolidated account. Mr. Chigozie proceeded that the governor had found a way to rubbish the celebrated Supreme Court judgment. He stated that the gains of the Supreme Court judgment on local government allocation would be defeated if the bill went through. You will recall that the Supreme Court made a groundbreaking judgment on July 11, 2024, granting financial autonomy to Nigeria's 774 local government councils. This meant that local governments would now receive their monthly allocations directly from the federation account instead of having to share a joint account with state governments. Now, prior to this ruling, the state governments would often appropriate funds meant for the local governments, limiting their ability to operate independently. This landmark judgment acknowledges local governments as a third tier of Nigeria's governance structure, emphasizing their right to financial autonomy and direct funding. The ruling was seen as a significant step towards effective governance and grassroots development, as local governments could now manage their own finances and make decisions that benefit their communities. And now away from Nigeria to the Middle East, as the tension between Iran and Israel is being aggravated. Some Western leaders have continued to express their displeasure with the US President Joe Biden's approach towards a conflict. Liz Truss, the former UK Prime Minister, has strongly condemned Iran's missile strike on Israel, blaming the lack of sanctions for enabling terrorists to carry out the attack on October 7, 2023. She criticized President Biden for lifting sanctions on Iran without getting anything in return, allowing them to nearly acquire nuclear capabilities while still dictating terms to Israel. Truss emphasized that pressure should be applied on Iran instead of Israel, labeling Biden's approach as absolutely appalling appeasement. She warned Western nations that allowing Israel to fall would have disastrous consequences for the UK, the US, and Australia.
Because if we allow Israel to fall, that is completely disastrous for the future of the United Kingdom, the United States, Australia. So a hell of a lot is at stake here, and we are completely letting Israel down. And Joe Biden has been absolutely appalling in the appeasement of Iran. The only reason these terrorists had the wherewithal to carry out the appalling attacks on October the 7th was because he took the sanctions off Iran in return for absolutely nothing. He's allowed Iran to almost get to the point of getting nuclear weapons, and yet he's telling Israel what to do. He's saying,
the present UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, advocates for the Middle East ceasefire.
We need to see an immediate ceasefire to provide space for a diplomatic settlement. And we are working with all partners to that end, because further escalation serves no one.
However, Truss disagreed, arguing that this stance draws a misleading moral equivalence between democratic Israel and autocratic Iran, which supports terrorism.
Leadership, they're actually dealing with the terror threat, and they're being held back by their so-called allies in the West. And the problem is, we have leftist governments, now in the UK, in the US, in Australia, also in Canada. and they are determined to try and strike some kind of moral equivalence. How can you strike moral equivalence between an appalling autocratic regime, which is sponsoring terrorists, and a free democracy? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
To counter Iran's aggression, Truss recommends reinstating sanctions and providing Israel with full freedom to defend itself, including necessary weaponry to combat terrorists.
Well, we should put the sanctions back on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely appalling those were taken off. We should give Israel full freedom of maneuver. We should supply them with all the weaponry they need to take on the terrorists. Those are the first things we should be doing. But if Iran is successful in securing nuclear weapons, that is an absolute strategic disaster. And the reason we're here is because of the appeasement policy, particularly pursued by the Biden administration. Yes, the UK haven't been good enough. Yes, Australia has not been good enough. But it's ultimately the Biden administration that hold the key. And they have been an absolute disaster. And heaven help us if President Trump does not.
That's all on the news updates. I'm Toshku Raphael. See you next time.